Such a beautiful turnout for a gracious event. We're about to get underway. Those people coming in, let's come on in and get those seats. Everybody's really excited to get it going. If we could direct our attention to the upper right-hand corner as our graduates are starting to come down. Let's give it up for the class of 2014. All right, at this time, if we could remain standing, we're going to get our standard bearers to get our colors, pay our respect to our country.
Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated.
All right. All right, let's thank everybody again for coming out and showing these graduates the support. We can celebrate it and say that we made it. We're here. Started from the bottom, if you will. I'll be your MC for tonight, William Hucks. Of course, we got our distinguished guests here tonight to show tribute and honor to these graduates, if you will. We're going to have Dr. G up tonight, Dr. Guillory, with some welcoming remarks for you all, and we'll just get it going. Let's give it up for the class again, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening, and welcome to the Northeast Northwest Commencement Program. I want to begin by acknowledging parents, family members, Rochester City School District faculty and staff, and all who have been instrumental in getting your graduates across the stage tonight. Our campus namesake, Frederick Douglass, continues to impact lives many years after his death. He did so much to educate and free those experiencing bondage. Tonight, graduates, we're going to officially release you to the world. Our expectations remain high for you. You have much to accomplish. Make us all proud. It is fitting that we graduate from Hochstein, given its significance on the Underground Railroad, connections to Frederick Douglass, Susan B. Anthony, and President William McKinley. I mention a few of the names that are known around the world as a ray of hope that our graduates will continue to put Rochester on the map. Graduates, be proud of what you have accomplished. We are proud of you. At this time, I direct your attention to the back cover of the commencement program, and I'm going to read for you the commencement protocol and ask that you adjust yourselves at this time. Commencement is a ceremony of dignity and sophistication. In keeping with the atmosphere of the occasion, members of the audience are requested to restrict their participation to polite but sincere applause. Distractions such as name calling, whistling, and yelling detract from the formal nature of the program. Kindly refrain from behavior that may embarrass the graduates or interfere with the rights of others to hear and enjoy the program. We ask that you turn your cell phones off. I will repeat that for you. We ask that you turn your cell phones off. Full cooperation by the audience is greatly appreciated. Thank you and enjoy the ceremony.
Thank you, Dr. G, for the formalities. So yeah, we'll try to refrain from clapping and applauding until the end. We'll try real hard to do that. We'll keep it going right along, honestly. At this point in time, Ms. Beverly Burrell Moore is our Deputy Superintendent of Teaching and Learning. She has some kind words of encouragement and some formalities as well. But imagine, let's take this time to welcome her, please.
Thank you very much, and good evening to everyone. It's great to be here. I'm going to ask Dr. Guillory and our Master of Ceremonies for a point of privilege, if I might. Thank you. I'm going to ask that we just take a moment to remember two young lives of our Rochester community, our Rochester City School District community, that tragically lost their life within the last week or so. This morning we had the service, a going home service for one of our very young people, and another one pending in the near future. I ask that we just pause to think about the family, think about our young people in the Rochester City School District, and consider how we can, each one of us, bring a stop to the loss of our young people's lives. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. I am certain that the families and friends of those two young men and others who have lost their lives over the years feel the pulse of your love, of your prayer, and your thoughts. Well, good evening again. I am Beverly Burrell Moore, the Deputy Superintendent for Teaching and Learning for the Rochester City School District. I am also a 1969 graduate and alum of West High School here in the Rochester City School District. I'm very proud to be here with you tonight. This is no small matter. This is an important step in your lives, graduates, a very crucial step, because this will be one of the formal walks that you will take, first from high school. Others will be other graduating ceremonies, maybe with your master's, your bachelor's, your PhD, your doctorates. It may, for some of you, be the beginning of your first walk for marriage, but we won't go there right now. But you're going to be having a lot of these important events in your life, and it's a privilege. So I bring greetings from Dr. Bohan Vargas, our superintendent of school. So on his behalf and the behalf of our district's leadership team, it's my pleasure, as I mentioned, to be here to honor you for your commencement ceremony this evening. I would like to thank Principal Dr. Linus Gilroy, and the school staff for inviting me to represent Dr. Vargas. He asked me to personally congratulate every member of the class of 2014 who is graduating here tonight. And you have worked very hard to get here, and we applaud your success. Graduates, I encourage you to reflect on the people who've helped you achieve this very important milestone. The teachers, the staff, whether we're talking about our security team, our secretaries, our custodian folks, bus drivers who have driven you to school, whether we're talking about RTS or our own bus drivers or first students. I also want to thank our custodians. There are a lot of people who are part of your success equation. And this night, Dr. Vargas wants to thank each and every one of you. So, in doing so, I'd like to take another point of privilege, if I might. I'm known for doing that when I come to the microphone. And I'm going to ask you graduates at this time, Would you please stand and throw kisses and say thank you to your parents, to your aunts, to your uncles, your grandparents, everybody who got you here tonight. Would you stand and let's say thank you to them. They may not all the time say thank you. We know as parents that doesn't happen all the time, but let me tell you, by the end of tonight, you will feel very proud and you'll feel the warmth of their appreciation for the sacrifices all of you have made for them. On the behalf of Dr. Vargas, he wants to thank you parents as well, family members and friends, for supporting our graduates. As he says, the Rochester City School District is ultimately responsible for the education of our students, but we cannot do it alone, he says. No student receiving a diploma has gotten here without the support and the encouragement of family and friends and the community. Tonight is a celebration of the work that we have done together as a district and as a school community. Finally, I want to personally thank tonight's graduates in the class of 2014. The most important job of our district is to produce high school graduates who are ready for college and career. So I just want to emphasize that this is, again, just step one. We are expecting you to go on to college or a career or a variety of opportunities you will have in your life tonight. You are ready. This is what tonight is about. Helping you succeed is my job, the superintendent's job, the job of every adult in the district. So there is no moment prouder than now to honor your achievement. You should be proud of your accomplishment and know that everyone in the Rochester City School District and the Rochester community is extremely proud of your accomplishment. God bless you. We wish you well and enjoy your celebration safely.
All right, let's keep that positive energy going, ladies and gentlemen. A couple more formalities to go through, but we're almost there. The point that we've been waiting for. How you doing? Let's take this opportunity, if you will. We're going to get some remarks from our Northeast Board Liaison Commissioner, Mary Adams. If we could welcome Mary Adams, please.
Greetings and welcome on behalf of the Rochester City School Board. I'd like to acknowledge President White is in the house, and you'll hear from him in a little while, a little later. Also want to extend greetings from Vice President Elliott and the other members of the school board. I'd like to recognize each and every person in this room, everyone. I know that Ms. Burrell Moore identified many staff members by name, many family members, extended real appreciation on behalf of the superintendent, and I would like to do likewise. You each had an important role to play in order for us to be here this evening, conferring diplomas, acknowledging the exceptional qualities of our young leaders, and celebrating the accomplishment of each and every one of you as you graduate. By way of advice for graduating seniors, I will touch on just a few things that I think are important. Number one, recognize your skills, talents, and gifts, and have a vision for how they can be put into action. You are each a gift. Do not be afraid to freely share your talents and your insight, your knowledge, your wisdom, and be willing to accept the gifts of others in a spirit of mutual aid and unity. Giving and accepting gifts, both material and symbolic, is a solution to so many of our serious problems that we face. Simply giving and receiving gifts. Try your best to keep your finances in order so that you have the freedom to travel and decide on what adventures you want to pursue. Be very careful about debt and borrowing, including college loans. Read the fine print. Right, parents? Read the fine print and get double or triple opinions on your finance plans. Finally, be reliable. Count on yourself and make sure that others can always count on you to do what you say you will do. I wish you well, and I thank you all for making this beautiful evening possible, and I'm going to get out of the way because I believe that one of our valedictorians is next up.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Adams. We do appreciate that. Well, we've heard from the adults. We got through the rigor, if you will, the high standards, all of that. Let's hear from some of our own, if you will. So at this point, we're looking for the valedictorian speech. Brandy Spencer, coming out of Northeast College Prep.
Hi. On behalf of my graduating class, I would like to say thank you for coming. I know without you all here, I would have never seen some of my peers here tonight. You all in the audience have been there through the good and the bad, and have always been the ones pushing us to this day. We either wanted to make you proud or prove you wrong and show you that a high school diploma will have our name on it. Yeah, we all had those days where we would fight the horrible alarm clock every morning because we did not want to go to school. Our love for the warm bed and more hours of sleep seemed more better than attending a school we hated at times. But I think about it. We stay home and we look at the clock at least once and think it's 10 o'clock. They're in Mr. Wilson's class learning algebra into a trig that we'll never use. Or it's lunchtime. Did I miss cookie day? So as much as we claim that we hate our school, we really never did. It's always on our mind, even on our days off. I've attended Douglas since 7th grade. I walked into the building like a typical 7th grader. Big glasses, oversized uniform shirt, and scared of all the upperclassmen. So I stayed to myself and basically ran from class to class. Passing time was not my thing. There were many times when I wanted to click my KDs together and go home, but this was not the yellow brick road. But if it was not for my graduating class breaking me out of my shell, I would have never gotten the real high school experience. And I want to thank you all for that. We really became one big crazy family over the years. Yeah, we all fought and got on each other's nerves, but that's what family is, all about pushing each other's buttons, but we still being there for one another when times get hard. And for our generation, we go through a lot. High school showed us how to stick together and pick one another up when they were broken. Yeah, high school was supposed to be about the books, the grades, the SATs, all the good smart stuff. But my graduation class right here has found a deeper meaning of high school. We learned how to become a family and to make that a beautiful thing. Rochester is full of hate, but the Douglas alumni is a little silver lining on the gray cloud. We are slowly bringing beauty back to Rochester. So my family of 2014, I will leave you with this. Whether you're ranked number 1 or number 41, we are all graduating and entering the real world as the top of a graduating class. I say this because we are all smart enough to not give up and to graduate, and even smarter to find the real purpose of high school. So wherever the next chapter in your life may take you, college, the military, or even a new job, take with you not only your book smarts, but your family bonding skills, and make Rochester beautiful again.
All right, let's keep that energy going, ladies and gentlemen. It wouldn't be right if we didn't have the Northwest valedictorian up here to give us what we need. Amari Hill.
We have to deal with the past only as we can make it useful to the present and the future. A quote by Frederick Douglass himself. Look at us, how spontaneous we have become. This is one of our most vigorous but most gratifying year. We have pushed ourselves for a greater matter. I have a belief, like everyone here, I was trying to discover where I would be in the future, what I'll do and how I would do it. But it's difficult to look ahead of yourself, so many actions to choose, so many conclusions. Though I can't see clearly into my future, I believe that the best fact I ended up discovering was Imari Hill. Truth is, we all must know what exactly are we trying to do. What are we trying to achieve? A gentleman named Paul Bruguette told me 4 words that will help me accomplish my intention. His words were passion, ability, strive, and ambition. If you carry on those characters, you will succeed in taking exactly what you want. But what is it that you want? What is it that you are trying to prove? No one sets their sights on second place. who aspires to be almost remembered. There's a reason there are no giant foam fingers that says we're number 3. No one wants to tell an average joke, make an underwhelming entrance, go out with a whimper. No one stood in front of the mirror with a hairbrush pretending to be the tambourine player. And there are definitely more kids dressed up like Batman than Robin. We all inspire. Remember that no matter what you do, there will be some downfalls, but you must bear determination to carry on your ambition, and you must wear your determination as an identity of your ability. This year wasn't easy for me. In fact, it was the hardest. Nothing went according to how it was supposed to. But I have learned that if your original plan does not work, you must create a different plan that was even better than your first one. Attempting isn't something easy. Getting it right is the difficult part. There will be criticism, there will be lack of faith, confidence, and there will be plenty of rejections. Anthony Hamilton said, "I gotta get up, but the doubt is so strong. There's gotta be a win in my bones." We are now too close to go back. We have such integrity, such potential. No matter what they tell you, no matter what they believe, you need to tell them, nothing can get in my way. I can keep going. And that's not what you want to hear, but that's what I'll do. Jack White. Don't let them get you down. We are now leaving Frederick Douglass, but he's here with us. He's all red and blue and gold. Some of us were weeping that we were leaving, but remember what the school wants you to do. I heard him say that we need to concentrate. Florence Wells said only for a night, and our only solution is to stand and fight. But while ours is to stand and try. This is our own ceremonial tradition of accomplishment. This triumph is a stupendous start to a new beginning. At some moments, life won't be kind to you in the future. But I suppose it's a push to moving on. And in time, the sun will shine on us nicely. Good things are coming, and I won't go and not believe. Elena Boynton. We have met people, and now it's time to say goodbye. You may be leaving behind your family and friends, but don't ever leave behind what place you come from. I have seen my greatest heroes' dreams come true, so I wondered why can't mine? All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. Walt Disney. You can either give up, give in, or give it your all. The choice is yours. The key to success is not to set yourself to a boundary, but to keep pushing passionately. You must strive to be spontaneous with the conquest, and we will be victorious as kings. Class of 2014, good luck, God bless, and Godspeed.
All right. The Douglass campus where East meets West, producing our best. That's what I'm talking about, Frederick Douglass. All right, let's keep it going, ladies and gentlemen. At this time, I'd like to call Dr. G to the podium. Dr. G, could you step up to the podium, man? I appreciate that.
At this time, we're going to have a special tribute to our class from our salutatorians, Damon Jones and Brianna Holloway.
Hi. This is an inspirational poem dedicated to our fellow classmates called If You Believe by Joanna Foss.
Just one moment before we get started. Can we just give a hand clap offering to our guardian angel? See, y'all don't understand this. Hold on. People over here shouldn't be here right now. They should have been shocked. They could have been hit in accidents. Y'all don't understand. Anybody, parents, proud that your children's still here? know y'all don't understand. People have tried to keep these kids out of school, put them in jail, but I'm seeing y'all still here. Oh my God. All right. One more thing and we're gonna get started. Turn to your neighbor and say, neighbor, they made it. Okay. Y'all better stop. Y'all better. Okay. Your diploma means a future without boundaries. A world that's full of energy and fun.
So as you reach for all life has to offer, remember that you're second to no one.
Pursue your goals, yet keep your loved ones close and utilize your talent and ambition.
Let your friends and family give you their support, and you'll master every challenging transition.
And class of 2014, always know you can achieve the things that you really want. If you believe, you can achieve all the things that you really want. If you believe.
Wait. And on behalf of the senior class, we would like to present a special gift to our principal, Dr. Guillory.
What is this?
All right, let the church say amen. Woo. That's proof that it's all good. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, Damon Jones, we do appreciate that sermon. Let's keep it going. At this point in time, I'd like to invite our Rochester City School District Board President, Van Henry White, to deliver our keynote address to the class of 2014.
All right, now we can have church up in here. That's what we're about to do. That's what we did. Now let me first say, I am honored and very privileged to be here today. As board president, as Commissioner Adams indicated, there are a number of board members who want to express their appreciation for the hard work that these young people have shown and their families in supporting them. That would be Vice President Elliott, Commissioner Adams, of course, Commissioner Cruz, Commissioner Campos, Commissioner Evans, and Commissioner Powell. Now, over the last few weeks, I got to tell you, I want to keep this very personal. The last few weeks, I have been working in my backyard. Now, you're going to say, what relevance does that have to what you're celebrating today? Well, I'm about to tell you. And it's true. I know you don't believe me, but go to my Facebook page, and you will see that I've been working in my backyard. You know, I can tell you this. The only thing more gratifying than planting a seed is watching it bloom. All right, now, we're about to have church up in here. The thing is, people familiar with gardening will tell you this. Gardening can be a dirty business. She said amen, didn't she? Mud, rocks, weeds, old dirt, and on occasion, because we have a little dog that runs in our backyard, you can run across some little gifts in the yard. So it's been a tough week for me in my backyard. Now, you couldn't tell that from what I'm wearing. I got a nice tie, nice jacket, nice colorful shirt. And so you would think that my journey here today was all beautiful, just like these young folks. You would think, just by how they are dressed, that their journey was clean, not a rock, not a weed, not a bit of poop, nothing in their way. Well, that would not be true, because I'm going to show you something. Can we have church up in here? This is a nice tie. I'm gonna ask you something a little bit. Yeah, you. I'm gonna you, young lady in the front. I'm gonna ask you something in a minute. Can I take that? Thank you. Oh yeah, you ain't even begun to see church here in a minute. Now this looks nasty, I will admit, but I want you all to know that it represents good, honest work. Right? I'm not trying to be fancy. I'm not trying to be cool. I literally, for the last 2 weeks, since Father's Day, have been working in that garden. This is not for you. This is not for show. This is for real. And I think you understand what I'm talking about. Because underneath those robes is a little dirt. Is that not true? Underneath those robes is a little sweat, probably a lot of sweat. But that's okay. Because you are at a point where you are blooming. Actually, I want you young folks to understand, you are only blooming because other people in this room sweated, got calluses on their hands, maybe even bled a little bit, and reached into their pocket so that you could bloom. They nurtured you. They watered you, they provided you fertilizer, and you are blooming today. Their fingernails are probably, if you've ever worked in the garden, raise your hand if you've ever worked in the garden. When you work in the garden, your fingernails get dirty, don't they? Dirt gets in your fingernails, right? And when you work in the garden, sometimes you come across weeds and rocks. Somebody had to remove those weeds and rocks from your path. Didn't they? I'm going to ask you in a second, who removed the weeds and the rocks? It probably was your mother or your father, your aunt, your uncle, your brother, your sister, maybe even a neighbor that did it for you. Whoever it is, you should know this. You owe them your future. Because sometime, at some point, somebody did something to get you here today. Who is it for you? Who in this room made you stronger, better, wiser? Y'all know that song? You know the song? Oh, I told you we were going to have church. I told you. Marvin Sapp says he never would have made it without you. Now, I know some of y'all are thinking, wait a second, what about separation in church and state? I'm not talking about church and state. I'm talking about daughter and mother, son and father. I'm talking about the fact that there are people in this room who are responsible for these young people today. So what I gotta ask you young people today, who in this room, a father, a mother, an aunt, an uncle, made you stronger, better, wiser? Who took a little dirt for you? Who sweated for you? I'm gonna ask this young lady right here. Please stand up. You can turn the music up a little bit. What's your name?
Manaya.
This is Manaya. Manaya. Is there somebody, let's give Manaya a round of applause. All right, Manaya, I need you to tell me who in this room made you stronger, better, wiser? Are they in this room? Where? Come on. I want you to give Mom a big hug. That dad right there, she would have lost it all without you all. Oh, look at Mom right there. That's my stuff right there. That's my stuff. It's Dad. Dad, oh, give her a big hug. That's beautiful right there. That's beautiful right there. All right, let's try this again. I got to try this again. Let's go on this side. Thank you. All right. Oh, you look too serious, young lady. Anybody who looks too serious, I got to talk to them. Oh, you know this young lady? Who is this young lady? All right, what's your name? Nicole. Come on, stand up, please. Nicole. Who sweated a little bit for you? Who made you stronger, better, wiser? Everywhere. Oh, they way up there? Oh, my God. Come on now. I want you to wait right here. I just want you to wait right here. Just wait right here for a little. Yeah, in fact, if you don't mind that, come on, y'all. If this was the Price is Right, y'all be down here a lot quicker.
who made you stronger, better, wiser. Grandmother, where's your grandmother? Where's grandmother? Oh, come on, I think they come over here. Come on, come on. Oh, she looks proud. She looks proud. Oh, my goodness. Come on. Yes, I am. This is wonderful. This is wonderful. Oh, I'm not done. I need great smile. What's your name? I'm going to trick you a little bit. This time, I want you to identify a staff member who made you stronger, better, wiser. A teacher, a cafeteria lady, somebody who made a difference in your life. Miss Mason. Is Miss Mason here? Come on. Put that music on again. Come on now. Come on down. Come on down, Miss Mason. Oh, look at here. Look at here. Give her a big hug. What's she teaching? Taking it down. Oh, all right. Give her a big hug. All right, here. Wait. I got one more. Come on. All right, let's give me the evil eye the whole time. All right, I won't talk. Listen, don't raise your hand until no. Here it is. This is what I want. Your journey actually has just begun, and somebody is watching you take that journey. You were made stronger, better, wiser by all these people in here. Now, your journey is to make someone else look at you, and that you make them stronger, better, wiser. So, my question is, I need a volunteer. Does somebody have a baby brother or a baby sister or a little cousin or a niece or a nephew who you believe you will take full responsibility for making them stronger, better, wiser? And I make it in the room today. All right, let's put it up on center. What I need to know is this: is there somebody out here who you are going to make stronger, better, wiser? You're already doing it today. He's graduating. He's making a great example of what a young man is capable of. Don't believe the stuff that you read in the newspaper. Read for what you see now. So who is that young person? She? Is she here? Where? Come on up here. Let's give her a round of applause. Is this your big brother? Is this your big brother? Is he a big brother? I'm down there. Spoken like a true little sister. Does he make you stronger, better, and wiser? Class of 2014, we are counting on you to make our city, our state, our country better. We are counting on you to remove the weeds, stop strangling our city. We are counting on you to remove the rocks. We are counting on you to fertilize the soil and make this city what it needs to be. You have already set the example. Go forward and make this city all it can be. God bless you.
All right, let's give it up once again for Mr. Van White, keynote address. It got real up in here. It got dirty up in here. But we're almost there. So if you can't hold on, let's hang on. Do appreciate that. At this point in time, we're going to present our class. I'd like to call up Bernadette Regan and Christopher Soriano, the executive director, at this point in time, to present our class. Let's give it up for those guys, please.
Good evening. My name is Christopher Soriano, and I'll start off with first, just letting you know I'll be leaving my clothes on tonight. No matter how much you applaud. But on a serious note, I am here tonight on behalf of Superintendent Dr. Vargas, as well as all of the district, to apologize to one of our students, Kiefer Hendricks, and his family, for an oversight that resulted in him not receiving his high school diploma at last year's graduation ceremony. Just to inform you, the district has corrected the systems issues that led to that mistake and remains committed to making sure this type of situation does not happen again. I joined the district in October, and ensuring that this type of situation doesn't occur again is a priority in my role as an executive director. Again, we apologize to Kiefer and his family, but also, more importantly, we do congratulate him and all the graduates tonight. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to ask the graduates to please stand. Ladies and gentlemen, it's with great pleasure to present to you the Northeast College Preparatory 2013 graduate and the Northeast and Northwest College Preparatory 2014 graduates.
Kiefer Hendricks. Tatiana L. Allen. Jonelle Tia Alston. Laura R. Barden. Shaif Ashan Brown. Sierra Nicole Caldwell. Dejana Coley. Ryan William Cooper, Jr. Quandel Darden. Sterling Jamal Dix. Deja Fields. Erpolier Filsame. Kiana Fontaine Davila. Nicholas Joseph Geary. Timothy Hagan. Aaliyah J. Harris. Marquise R. Harris. Selena Harris. Imari Iman Hill. Nicole C. Hill. Farhan T. Hilliard. Aaliyah Y. Hinkle. Brianna Nicole Holloway. Jasnay Holloway. Justice Imes. Khadija Jackson. Damon Lewis Jones Jr. Joshua P. Lewis. Shaquem K. McBean. Deja Imani Mitchell. Manaya Imani Nix. Nair L. Oldfield. Getium Maytag Pena Cruz. Demetrius Khalil Petway. Theodore James Polk. Trenton Polk. Tyrell Renard Prisha. Antonia Anne-Marie Rambaransing. Eve Marie Randall. Brandy Lee Spencer. Breasia M. Thompson. Khalid Welsh. Torrey James Wright.
All right, let's give it up again for the class of 2014. And before we have Dr. G make it official, we got one more surprise in the house tonight. If I could get Brandon White to the stage, he wants to give a send-off to the seniors. Mr. White, where you at? All right.
Matter of fact, excuse me. I'm talking to y'all today. How y'all doing? All right. I'm going to try to keep this short because a lot of things that were said I already had planned here, but I did write a letter to you guys in terms of what was on my heart to say to y'all. Usually every single year during Northwest graduations, I give a little send-off of information, warnings, and congratulations before you bounce out to the rest of your life. So please just bear with me as I read you this letter that I gave. To the graduating class of 2014, there's some important things that need to be said before your routine of 180 days a year totally shatters and you step into a totally different way of living with new and heightened expectations. There is a main mentality that needs to be ingrained in your hearts, minds, and therefore your respective grinds that respects all the important information that I'm going to dispense to you. This information may be unpopular and unthought of, and therefore it may or may not disrupt your plans or lack thereof and or stir up emotions that cause conflicts with yourselves, parents, and possibly my colleagues. I hope that the conflict that this causes is a lesser conflict with me saying these truths, because they are real, and more of an inner conflict that gets resolved quickly and bears appropriate fruit. And that's just a fancy way of saying about to keep it real. Can I keep it real with y'all? I can do it? I got y'all permission? Cool. Y'all look beautiful, by the way. At the risk of overcomplicating it, I want to emphasize that your focus needs to be, notice I said needs, not should, not could. It needs to be on coming back. Not staying back, coming back. Come back, give back, but don't stay back. Or you can phrase it like don't stay back, but come back and give back. It doesn't really matter how you word it. It's just the prerogative that you need to have, and it is a command. You need to come back. In other words, growing up further as young women who obtain financial and, more importantly, moral success, because it's not all about finances, right? You have an obligation to help others do the same that are coming up, much like how you were in those crazy days in Northeast, Northwest College Prep, or Northeast, Northwest at the Douglas campus, whatever we're called now, right? And your attempt to come back, your mission is to also avoid staying back, which could involve you pretending like those crazy days at Northeast, Northwest aren't over. How are you gonna tell me what to do? Or how are we gonna tell my baby what he gotta do or what she gotta do? I'm sure that those thoughts are going in your minds right now, but I just have to say, if there's one thing I learned about teaching kids, is that you can never, ever, 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 ever make them do something. You cannot ever make a child do something, or a student do something, or a young adult do something. For example, no matter how right and necessary graduating from high schools was, no matter how many speeches, lectures, and consequences we gave out and forewarned y'all, y'all ultimately made the choice to do what was needed to get them in the seats, get y'all in the seats that you're in right now. It was y'all choice. For real. So all I could really do, just like I did in trying to tell y'all to stay focused in school and graduate, etc., is explain the why and the if of why you need to come back and not stay back, and hope that and pray that you actually do it. Why you need to come back is very simple. The most basic truth that explains why you need to come back is that you are a graduate of the Rochester City School District. Now, I know you guys are, I don't think in your whole K through 12, you really understood what that means to be in the Rochester City School District and try to graduate. I don't think we ever really adequately talked to y'all about what that means and what is up against you to be in the Rochester City School District and graduate. We never kept it 100 with you. All right? So the adults that have been involved in your education since K knows what it means. And one of the faults that we have is not adequately telling you how dire your situation is. The district that you're graduating from would be happy to graduate half of its students on time. It'd be happy to graduate half. We're currently graduating 43.4 on time. The district that you are graduating from, and I'm not here to bash the district, that's not what I'm here for, I'm here to overstand what they did, all right? Your district that you are graduating from graduates 9% of black males on time. 10% of Latino males on time. The district that you are graduating from, out of 429 public school districts in the state of New York, guess what we rank? Number 429th. And this is according to the Business's first annual report based on New York State education test scores. As a matter of fact, if you're tired of hearing numbers, you don't want to believe numbers, just look at your own situation. So you don't want to believe it's 9% or 10%, or the graduation rate is more complicated than that. Look around you at your own experience. Look at your own graduation group. Go ahead, take a look, see. And think about how many more people were in your 9th grade class, right? Think about who isn't there and who you know for a fact isn't even going to school anymore. Because then we can say, oh, you know, people change schools or do this and do that. It's deeper than that. And you know that better than me or anybody else, right? Think about how many more black and Latino males you went to school with or grew up with that are not wearing a cap and won't be wearing one this week. Think about all the drama you may have had to deal with from anybody in your building, be it fellow students or adults alike, plus any possible drama at home or in your communities. Because you all know, as the valedictorian said, Rochester can be a place filled with hate that cannot be denied, right? I say these things not to bash where I work or where you graduated from or bash families or bash communities. I say these things to tell you that given your situation and what you were able to do, you have successfully turned sand into gold. Keeping it 100. You have successfully turned sand into gold. Some people love the expression, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. But keeping it real, I think you have successfully turned sugarless, nasty Kool-Aid into champagne. That's what I think you did. In my humble opinion, you have successfully ice skated uphill. For my sports heads, it's like you got into the major leagues from a D3 school. Metaphorically speaking, you have successfully blossomed as a flower in concrete, made $1 out of 15 cents, and walked through fire without third-degree burns. In my humble opinion, you went on a military tour to Baghdad and came home. In other words, a person like you that is sitting there is clearly designed for something very, very special for you to accomplish what you have accomplished. It's hard enough to graduate from high school with all that mess in your reality. All this mess has provided you with the type of training a person receives, not just to look out for yourself, but to look out for others. You don't go through that just for yourself. That's something that you go through so you know how to handle helping those that don't have a voice, because you didn't have one, you found a way to speak. In order to most effectively do what was set in stone for you to do through your experiences and the conquering of them, you need to leave where you are, either geographically or mentally, to continue to grow. For some of you, it may be going to a college or university, going away. For some of you, it may be going to MCC. For some of you, it may not be college at all. It may be armed forces or traveling or joining the workforce, learning a trade, whatever it is you need to do to not be in the 13th grade. Now, some people have mistakenly called MCC the 13th grade. Mistakenly labeled MCC as the 13th grade. A ridiculous mistake at that. It's far from it. MCC is one of the most reputable academic institutions that we have in this county. The problem is, there's a select group of students who want to carry their high school mentality into a college reality. That's the problem. And that's what I mean by say, don't stay back. That's 13th grade. Unfortunately, there have been a lot of students that I sent off in the same way 3 years ago that I'll see sitting on milk crates on the corner, block dwelling, and are routinely able to give me a solid answer when I tell them, so what are you up to after high school? They stayed back. It is also dangerous, as y'all know, in our city to stay back in this way, because who do you see the most on the news? 18 to 24-year-olds getting caught up, right? Because a lot of them stayed back. Some of them might even finish school. Some might have other things going on, or tried but couldn't fight their situation. But a lot of them stayed back. Because with no effort to grow past your June or graduating year, this city could easily lead you to the streets, jail, death, being smoked out on somebody's porch all day, every day, because the vices are out there and real, and even premature fatherhood and motherhood. The elements of our communities will be alive and thriving, and no longer having school to worry about, along with no prospects for the future, will leave you bound. Remember, the easiest prey to catch is the prey that's standing still. So don't stay back. I liken a person who stays back to a person who has built the sculpture with their bare hands and little supplies, much like how you're doing now, but they have unfinished arms, legs, and a head. That's what happens when you stay back. With no arms, legs, or head, it's hard to advance or even think about advancing to anywhere for yourself, let alone others. So despite graduating from high school, they're losing their purpose because, again, high school, pay attention, high school in your juvenile era is boot camp for life, not the war itself. It ain't over after the cap and gown is thrown. Whatever your path may be, the second you leave through these doors, if you're doing it right, it will allow you to see that your identity, struggles, and experiences fit into the grander scheme of the world. When you see what you are and what you've gone through is one of countless perspectives in this world, countless points of view, you'll feel like a representative of what you've been through and who you are. A representative of whatever you come to identify yourself. And that will complete your arms, legs, and head of that sculpture you were trying to complete. And then, and only then, you'll have an obligation to come back as a representative of the place or situation you're returning to help. You have an obligation to come back and give back, because just being a representative of your struggle or your identity is the equivalent of having an arsenal with weapons, but letting the people die in the streets in a war that they are losing, which is the war that you managed to escape. So just sitting there saying, oh, I came from the city, or I'm a black man that got out of here, or I'm a Latino woman that got out of here, and not doing to help a black man, Latino woman, a person that came from the city is pointless. Pointless. There's a 7th grader right now that I'm going to be teaching next year that will be the mirror image of the identities and challenges you may have faced as a young person going through the damaged school district and possibly damaged homes or neighborhoods. Who is more qualified to address that? Who is more qualified to help out? Your very life is a resume for that task, suited for that job. See, this is why I love Roland Williams. For those who don't know who Roland Williams is, he was a former ball player, came back, went to East High School, came back and did a football and life skills coaching experience for kids coming up my age. He didn't have to do that, but he saw that he had to come back. This is why I love Hillside, Community Place, the teachers, administrators, counselors, and the RCSD who thought one day, hey, this kid is like me, or I was like them. I need to help him or her get out. They came back. An important reason that you're even in this seat is because select individuals came back. It wasn't just you. That's how it works. So now it needs to be said that coming back doesn't necessarily mean now you have to live exactly where you lived when you came up, or that you have to work in the school building to give back, or that you have to come back to your exact location. If you end up being a plumber that owns his own business in South Carolina, then hire somebody that was in your position. Teach some economics. If you are an investment banker on Wall Street, donate some money to a program. Teach financial literacy in the ghetto. You don't have to be where you were from to give back. You give back to the people that were in your situation. Make sense? You need to see now, before any of these things happen, that your past is not there to forget about. It's there to help other people's future. That's what your past is for. Most importantly, you be doing what you meant to do. If you have done what you were meant to do, and you were who you were meant to be on the planet, then you have lived a life where death is not an intimidation. Just like I ain't worried about tripping if my shoes are on correctly in the first place. It is clear through stories and victories that you were meant for and deserve to do 3 things. Enjoy and love your own life. There are adults that don't know how to do that to this day. Enjoy and love your own life, right? Work hard to maintain that status, because Lord knows people will try to take it from you. And put others in that exact same position. I'm proud of you. The school is proud of you. Your parents are beyond proud, I'm sure. Continue that momentum. God bless. Thank y'all very much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to make it official, the Declaration of Graduation by our principal, Dr. Guillory. Again, thank everybody for coming out. Dr. G, let's make it official.
Thank you again. I would like to extend a special thank you from Northwest, Northeast. We would like to extend a special thanks to Deputy Superintendent Beverly Burrell Moore and Secondary Schools Chief Amy Chiavi for their commitment to our students and supporting our culture of high expectations. We would also like to thank the faculty and staff, and I see several of our staff members, faculty and staff here. I really appreciate you all coming out tonight to support our graduates. We also want to keep Ms. Burrows in mind, our senior class counselor. She is experiencing some tragedy in her family and could not be with us tonight, so we want to keep her in our thoughts and prayers. At this time, with the Northeast Northwest College Prep High School graduating class, please stand. by the power vested in me by the New York State Board of Regents, the Board of Education of the Rochester City School District, and the Superintendent of Schools, I do hereby proclaim that each of you has completed all the necessary requirements for a high school diploma from the state of New York. Now, will each graduate move your tassel from the right to the left, signifying that you are now officially graduates of the class of 2014. Deputy Superintendent Burrell Moore, will you lead our stage presence off? Our stage presence, you can come off stage. Thank you. Just march them out.